Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Dustin, and I'm back with another video. Now, as you guys know, in my last video about Jaclyn Hill, I was really singing Laura Lee's praises. I was giving her flowers. I was letting her know that I believe that she's really evolved and redeemed herself and grown as a person since her cancellation. So, of course, I was watching the Full Coverage podcast with her and Manny, and something about it did not sit right with me. And I'm here to tell you, if you're going to watch this video, please watch this video in its entirety, because there's a lot that I'm going to be discussing in this video that if you miss something, it's going to be misinterpreted. And then I'm going to be the bad guy, because somehow I'm always the bad guy when someone else fucks up, and I'm just tired of it. So basically, what I want to do in this video is talk about the Full Coverage podcast and some things that I have picked up on that just did not rub me the right way. So in this podcast, Manny and Laura, they're talking about Morphe. They pretty much sound really bitter about like everything that happened with Morphe, how they switched to TikTok people, and basically how they didn't use beauty gurus anymore. And that's basically what they're crediting, in my opinion, why Morphe went under, right? So they were bitter about that, and that's fine. They can feel however they want to feel about that. But they got into this conversation about Jaclyn Hill and how Morphe went bankrupt, and they started singing Jaclyn Hill's praises and talking about how hard she's worked, and she's done so many photo shoots. Like, photo shoots are hard, I get it. I'm engaged to an ex-supermodel. Like, I've heard horror stories about like photo shoots and things, but at the end of the day, making products and ripping products off is really, truly not that hard. But they started singing Jaclyn's praises, and it didn't sit right with me, because they got to a point where they were talking about Jaclyn Roxanne, which is fine, but they talked about Cozy, and they talked about Cozy in a good way. And I didn't like that, because we all know what happened with Cozy and what Jaclyn did. If you don't know, basically there's this other creator that has like 1.1 million subscribers, named Kaylin Nicholson, that has a brand, and Jaclyn Hill basically ripped off the name and pretty much forced her into closing her brand down because the name was so similar. Jaclyn, in my opinion, knew what she was doing. But back to the podcast with Manny and Laura, they shout it out and they talk about how the blanket's so good and all of that.
It's not a conspiracy that there's bankruptcy has been filed.
Yeah, that
shit's
part,
going down. That's real.
My God. Well, listen, I hope the best. And the crazy thing is, I love Jaclyn's brand. I think she's got a ton of fantastic products, and I think she's been killing it with her brand. I think she's put a lot of time in with her brand, a lot of photo shoots. Like, that shit takes a lot of work. That shit takes a lot of work.
A lot of great products. Like, she has good
But I'm going to tell you right now, my favorite thing Jaclyn's done is the jewelry.
Oh.
The jewelry.
I love that.
I think she needs to lean into that so hard, because she's going somewhere with that.
Oh, I love that.
It's really good. It's called Jaclyn Roxanne, and Forma does not own that.
It's all her.
Yeah, that's her. And it's like great. Like, her pieces, no, they're fantastic. And she's so consistent with it's really good. So I'm like, girl, just lean into that. Lean into it. And Cozy.
When I felt your Cozy blanket,
girl, the family fights over it, and I've had about enough. Part of me is like, do y'all fight over my Cozy blanket because it's your favorite, or because I like it?
Both. It's both, because that's how it is.
Everybody fights over the Cozy blanket. They love it.
But no, it's like, I mean, like, and you can see like the passion Jaclyn has behind them too. It's just so like genuine. Like, she loves her baby, so it's like, it just sucks to see that happen.
It does.
But when the big mama company is going down, the babies are going down too.
The baby goes down.
It's not like, there's nothing she could do about it.
No.
It's just like, it is what it is, No,
not at all.
Just gotta keep pushing.
But she's got some great products going, so good for her.
And first and foremost, what I want to say is that Laura and Manny have no problem talking about other people's drama. It's very clear on Full Coverage that they get on there, they discuss other people's stuff, and at this point, that is a drama channel. I've been saying that for a very long time. And what I'm going to discuss in this video today, I would really, truly enjoy seeing them address this on their podcast, because I don't think they will, because I'm going to make some points today that a lot of people may have overlooked, a lot of people may have missed, a lot of people may not even know about. And honestly, the fact that they just promoted Jaclyn, if they know what's going on with Morphe and they know what's going on with Jaclyn Cosmetics, they know what's going on with Jaclyn Hill and Cozy and Kaylin Nicholson. Like, there's absolutely no way around that. They know. So I don't understand why they would talk about Cozy in such a good light when they know what is going on with Jaclyn Hill and Cozy and how she hasn't addressed it. Now, they even put Jaclyn Hill in the tags of the video, even though they talked about Jaclyn Hill all of 2 minutes. So it felt like, to me, that they were capitalizing on what Jaclyn Hill has got herself yourself into. And I just want to say, I am still getting hate from Jaclyn Hill tagging me in that stuff on Instagram. And I'm not going to get on here and complain and cry about it. But the fact is, like, Jaclyn Hill has literally, like, put this target on my back because I was also being tagged in things about Michaela yesterday because she was over on TikTok crying. And I'm just tired. I'm tired of being nice. I'm tired of just letting things slide. I'm tired of just, like, looking the other way when I see people that are other people's favorites doing shitty stuff and not saying anything. I've bit my tongue long enough. And in the past, I've called people out and I've got the shit into the stick and I'm just sick of it. So what we're going to do today is basically go over a past and a pattern of Manny MUA. And now I'm not excusing Laura Lee. I just haven't found anything where she's like blatantly copied or ripped someone off or spoken out in defense of someone having their brand ripped off. So what we're going to be talking about today is Manny. And I'm going to be using his own words against him. So if you're not here for that, I don't know what to tell you, but there's no better way to use an argument or no better way to make an argument than to use someone else's words against them. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So if you're here for that, stay tuned to this video. So as you guys may know, in the past, Manny got accused of ripping off Jordan Byers in her title, Brutally Honest. And initially, I defended Manny because I had not seen anything that would indicate that he knew what Jordan Byers' like titles were. And I've had that happen to me many times. I find it very annoying when people rip off my titles. But initially, I defended Manny in this situation because there was no indication to me that he had ever ripped off her title, intentionally at least. But I went back on Twitter because I spent a lot of time on Twitter yesterday. And I looked at this tweet, well, I found this tweet rather, and it said, "I am offended, Manny MUA. You told me you would stop using my series, yet you continue to do so. My brand and channel revolves around that series title, and now I don't come up first in search results because you've used it so many times. I'm so disappointed." And of course, Manny tweeted back to this. Now, keep in mind, this is in 2018. This was some drama from yesteryears, but I'm going to make a very big point here in just a moment. So Manny tweeted back and said, "Okay, Jordan, let's have this talk then. 1, honestly, I would have probably stopped if I didn't see you shade me and bash me on your channel about using your title when I didn't even know it was your thing. Saying I'm coming in and stealing from a smaller, you're Ruber." Okay, so I know that he sent this out because he was being, like, he was mad in that moment, right? But the fact of the matter is you absolutely did know that this was her title, Manny, because back on your likes, all I did was search your name in Jordan, and this came up, and it was from June 5th of 2017. And the title of the video that you liked was "A Brutally Honest Jeffree Star X Manny MUA Collection Review, Jordan Byers." So this right here clearly indicates that you knew who she was because she actually reviewed a product that you put out with Jeffree Star, so you would have recalled seeing that. So not only did Manny lie about not knowing that Jordan Byers' series was titled Brutally Honest, but it's the fact that he said, basically in this tweet, that he was doing this to get back at her. And there's a track record of Manny doing this type of stuff. Now, you guys, if you remember when the foundation with Morphe came out, Manny gave Morphe this glowing review of this shit foundation, and he got shit for it. People were pissed about it, and then he ended up copyright striking T-Spill because he was getting so much hate. That was his defense. And I know that you're going to think that this video is all over the place, but I'm telling you all of this to get to a major point. So, you know, this review video that Manny liked was about the Jeffree Star X Manny MUA palette, right? Where Manny ended up getting Jeffree Star sued for basically copying Black Moon Cosmetics. So here we have Laura Lee and Manny basically shouting out Jaclyn Hill and Cozy, blowing smoke up her ass, and I don't really understand why. So they're okay, basically, and they're complicit with Jaclyn Hill stealing from another small creator. That's what I'm getting from this, because there's no way that Manny and Laura would not know about Cozy and Jaclyn if they know about Jaclyn and the bankruptcy, because this Cozy stuff has been everywhere. Literally, anytime Jaclyn's name is mentioned on Twitter, Instagram, there's always someone in the comments saying, "Why aren't you addressing Cozy? Why aren't you addressing Cozy?" And it's really weird to me that Manny and Laura can talk about everything else. They can talk about everything in the beauty space, Morphe filing bankruptcy, talking basically about Jaclyn Cosmetics filing bankruptcy and Jaclyn Roxanne, but they can't talk about Cozy. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I get that these people are friends, but if you're going to get on a podcast and say that you're being real and you're going to talk about drama and you're going to basically be a drama channel, when drama channels have been made to make videos about other people and situations, like, where's that same energy? I don't get it. So there's a whole series that Manny has done on his channel basically talking about dupes. And we're going to get into that in a second. But there was one more tweet that Manny put out. And this isn't in relation to anything that I was just talking about with Jordan Byers. This was actually about when Manny was calling out Makeup Revolution for copying his compact. And I had Manny's back on that because I believe that it was bullshit that they copied his stuff. I just don't think that you should take something and make something exactly the same. And Manny had that same energy. But Manny tweeted out and said, stand up for yourself. And then there was a reply and it's been deleted. As I said in my video, I understand a dupe. When people can't afford the high-end product, they would like a dupe option. But with dupes, things are changed around and made similar, not blatantly copied. Okay, and if you see where I'm getting at in this, basically what I'm saying is Jaclyn Hill blatantly ripped off Cozy. Blatantly 150%. That's why she put that in the video where she was discussing everything that went into Cozy when she launched this shit. She basically said that I couldn't find anything with this name and it was so hard to come up with. We checked all these different things and nothing came up. We all know that's a lie. We know that that is 100% lie. They are all in the beauty space together. I'm sure that they knew who Kayla Nicholson was. So about the series that I was talking about that Manny put out, it's basically ripped off makeup dupes versus the real brand, right? So inherently there's going to be an issue with dupes and things like that. Manny had a major issue with Makeup Revolution, talking about how they were coming for an indie brand and they were taking from a smaller creator, when literally that is what Jaclyn Hill has done time and time again, especially with Cozy. I'm not even going to get into the whole thing about the brush that she stole from Gabby Rose Makeup. I don't feel like getting into the Face Master again. I have talked about that ad nauseum, and I've been saying that so much lately. But Manny has this series on his channel where he talks about makeup dupes and ripoffs, and I just wanted to share with you Manny's opinion about a brand ripping off someone else.
Honestly, I am here for the discount. I'm so here for it. I think it's amazing. I think that if you're able to sell makeup at a discounted rate, like if, for example, if you have like a really great connection in China and they make your makeup and they make your packaging and they make everything, and you can't afford to make a product for $10, to sell it for $10, that is incredible. And I would absolutely do that too. If I had that ability and I had these connections in China that I don't have them yet, I will for my brand in the future. If I had them, I would absolutely utilize it. However, my big issue with this is I do think that they're ripoffs. I think that it's really kind of fucked up that a brand is stealing the concept of a product or a palette or something and putting it into their own and making it a lot cheaper. I don't think it's very fair because a brand works hard at creating this one specific concept. I get it. I work hard on my concept, and I'm sure I'll get copied in the future or whatever with things that I've done, but I just want you guys to know it does really suck for the brand. I think it's unfair for them. And even though I do get the fact that it's like, oh my god, well, it's cheaper, I don't have a lot of money to spend on the original and whatnot, I get that, dude. I get that. I've been there. I've been that bitch. I have been that fucking bitch. But at the end of the day, come up with your original palette, your original ideas, and produce those. You don't need to copy a complete other palette. It's just not fair to me. So that's just my opinion on it personally. Before I even get into this video, that's what I wanted to say. If you don't agree with me, that's totally fine. That is an opinion. That's the beauty of an opinion.
Now, of course, if that wasn't enough, like I said, this was a series. There's many golden bites or bits, if you will, in this whole series that Manny's talked about, and how he believes that it's so wrong for people to take other people's work, slap their name on it, and basically make a brand. And that's exactly what Jaclyn Hill has done. And honestly, I get it. Manny and Jaclyn used to be friends. I don't really think that they are anymore, because when Manny and Laura were talking about Jaclyn, and Manny was just so like, yeah, it's cute. I love it. I love it so much. It was very weird and awkward. But there was another video that Manny posted, and it's titled Original versus Ripped Off Makeup Dupes, Extreme Copying. And he talks about changing up the essence of a product, how if there's going to be a dupe of a product, the name needs to be changed, and basically it needs to be different but the same. And let me just play you what Manny said, because there's no better way to make an argument against someone than use their own words. So you guys check this out.
Anyway, I am so excited. This is going to be the third of its kind, the third of its series. I don't really know how to say it. I've done videos like this before where I've done testing ripped off makeup versus the original. I'm very opinionated when it comes to what I think about makeup like this. Let's just talk about it first. I think that dupes are a great thing for people that want to get something but can't afford it, and I understand it. I really do. But when it comes to dupes, like changing up the packaging, changing up the name, changing up the essence of the product, I think that's very important. I think that creating a complete dupe of something everything, same exact colors, same exact formula, and same exact packaging. I think that is like where I draw the line. I think that's not fair for the brand that actually comes out with a product and works hard for that product, for someone else to literally just do a complete exact copy of that product. I think personally it's not cool at all, but I wanted to test out some things, so that's what we're gonna be doing today.
Now, clearly, I cannot talk about this situation with Manny and not talk about the makeup revolution thing, right? So in the video that Manny addressed all of this in, all I hear is, I'm not a big brand, I'm an indie brand, and over 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 and over, how these people allegedly stole from him because he just kept saying, this is my opinion, this is my opinion. And I was running out the gate with that saying, yeah, I think that they stole from him. This is Manny's brand, and they basically copied his compact. And I think that 99.9% of people would agree that people like Makeup Revolution are trash for doing that to indie brands. And I don't think that Manny deserved that. However, the fact that Manny is just complicit in Jaclyn doing this to other people, and they want to give her like a second of audio in their full coverage podcast, basically blowing smoke up her ass, giving her grace when she doesn't deserve it, pisses me off, because if this was Manny, he would be so vocal about what was going on, but he's okay with this happening to Kaylin. And I know that Laura and Manny know for a fact what is going on with Cozy. There's absolutely no way, if they have been watching video, they have been watching videos. They have been watching drama videos. We know that for a fact, because one of the podcast titles was very similar to T-Spill's title. So we know that they know about Cozy, because T-Spill herself has talked about the Cozy situation. But just in case the other clips of Manny basically defending people not ripping off brands didn't sit well, or it didn't like translate, I want to play another clip from this Makeup Revolution video where he called them out, basically saying that big brands, or brands in general, should not be stealing from other people. Because I want to get across the fact that Manny knows that Jaclyn Hill is doing this, and he's just complicit in it.
This is Lunar Beauty. This is my brand. This is my highlighter compact, and this is the Makeup Revolution compact highlighter. No big brand should be taking from smaller brands and using it for their own. I firmly believe in that. Like, no one should be doing that, like, at all. It's crazy. Like, it's so crazy to me, like, that happens. Like, I understand a dupe. I get a dupe, bitch. And I the world lives in a dupe world. Like, I understand dupes 100%. And I think that dupes are great for people that cannot afford a higher end thing, for sure. A dupe, I understand. Changing up a product a little bit to make it a dupe of something, but still making it your own, I get that. But this, to me, this is not a dupe.
Now, I know you're probably tired of seeing Manny's face, but there is one more clip that I have to talk about. And basically, it's a clip in a video that's titled, "So This Brand Likes to Copy. Let's Have a Chat." And in this video, basically, Manny is reviewing a dupe for his makeup palette, as well as Laura Lee Los Angeles. And he didn't like it very much when someone took their baby, as he likes to call it, and then pretty much slapped their name on it and sold it at a cheaper price. And I get it. I'm with him. I think that it's bullshit. But he had a really big problem with that. And this is what he had to say about it.
I was debating and didn't know if I wanted to create this, actually. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this. Like, I don't wanna be problematic, or I don't wanna look like I'm like being a little bitch or anything like that. But, you know, for me, I recently had called out, you know, Makeup Revolution for, you know, my component and things like that. And I told myself this year, I was like, I'm gonna stand up for myself more. I'm gonna talk about things I really, really wanna talk about more. And that's what today's video is. Like, I just want to express my opinion about something. And you can have a different opinion, that's totally fine. But I feel like this is like really not cool. And I want to express that and let it be known, because I think that it's wrong. So there's this brand called C Color Cosmetics, I believe that they're called, and they seem to love to copy verbatim color stories from different brands. For example, so as you can see, this is Lights to Drag. This is my brand. Stunning original color story. We love to see it. This is Color Cosmetics. Okay.
They are the same.
Something's look a little similar to me. Something's looking a little similar. Laura Lee Los Angeles, Nudie Patootie. Stunning palette, literally so gorgeous. Right here. Huh. Something's looking a little fishy here.
In my opinion, what this all boils down to is just people being okay and complicit with whatever Jaclyn Hill does. And in my opinion, after what Jaclyn Hill did to me, after her tagging me on that Instagram post, I will never have any ounce of respect for Jaclyn Hill. I used to kind of enjoy Jaclyn Hill. I was even in her DMs talking to her about what her curtains were and where she got them because I wanted them. I was talking about Shih Tzus. I was doing all this stuff. I really kind of, in some way, enjoyed Jaclyn Hill. But after her, like, lumping me in with Rich Lux, and after her basically accusing me of saying I played some part in what happened to John Hill, that bridge is burned. Jaclyn Hill is trash, and literally anyone that supports Jaclyn Hill at this point is garbage, especially if they're in the beauty space shouting out her brand that she stole from another creator. It's just not okay, and it's not cool. And the fact that Manny and Laura both wanted to give her any kind of airtime when it comes to Cozy. I get Jaclyn, Roxanne, whatever, but if you're going to bring up something that is drama and you're basically running a drama channel, you need to report on that. So Manny, Laura, the ball is in your court. We are all watching now. We all know that you run this drama channel, and you started this drama channel because you weren't getting views on your makeup channel. So I've been made to make videos in the past, and I think that you two should really truly address what's going on with Cozy, because you know what's going on with Morphe, you know what's going on with Jaclyn Hill, you know what's going on with Cozy. And the fact that you guys can't even acknowledge that, you can't even bring that to the forefront of a conversation that you're having about Jaclyn Hill when that is one of the biggest controversies that she's ever gotten herself into. Like, it says a lot about your character, and it makes me not trust anything that comes out of your mouth. And honestly, the last podcast that I watched of you guys, this last one where you talked about Morphe and everything, you guys sounded so bitter about it that they started working with, like, TikTok influencers. It's not really a good look, and it makes you both look like shit, honestly. But you guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about Manny and Laura giving Jaclyn airtime in regards to Cozy? I think it's bullshit, and I think that they really need to address it. I was actually going to give Laura some grace and DM her about this because I sent her a nice little message after I put out a tweet about her and talked about her in my last video because I think that she was doing well. But honestly, this left such a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't want to take away from the growth that Laura has given, or she's shown, obviously. But the fact that she just shouted this out on a drama podcast when she knows what Jaclyn's done with Cozy, there's no way that you know about Cozy and you don't know about Caitlyn. That is what I'm trying to drive home to these people, and it's pissing me off so bad. But you guys, please let me know your thoughts and opinions, good, bad, or indifferent. I know that this video is all over the place. It's not really that well researched, but I do have the receipts, and you can't really get around someone using their own words against them. But you guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.